quick run through of probability. So what we've started with is the beginnings of a Venn diagram, and we've got this yellow bit here. So we'd write the probability of A as being P brackets A. So that is effectively the bit that's yellow. The other bit, so all of the white bit around the outside edge, would be the probability of not A. So that's all the way round, and that is going to be the same as 1 minus the probability of A, and that is because probabilities add together to give 1. If we put in a second circle, so for B, if we colour that one in a different colour and we make that one blue, then there's a couple of bits that we can deal with this. So, in the same way as when we were dealing with the yellow one, then the probability of B is going to be the whole of that circle. But we've also got this overlapping bit here. This overlapping section, which has ended up green because it's both of these, we refer to as the probability of A and B. So that's the green bit in the middle. If we wanted the probability of, so that was not A, so that one was A and B. So we can also do a union. So A union B is all of the stuff that's coloured in. So we write that as the probability of A union B. So that is everything coloured in. So if we had the union of A, that's everything in A, then B, everything in B. So the union is everything that is there for A and everything that is there for B. Other things that we need to know about is if we wanted the probability of A given B. So if we know that B has definitely happened, then we're not doing it out of the whole thing. What we're just looking at is out of B. We write that as the probability of A given B. And so when we're working that out, what we do is we ignore all of everything that isn't in that B circle. So we are making it out of whatever our probability of B was, so just inside that circle. And if we want the probability of A inside that circle, it's just that little bit there. And we know from earlier that that's the probability of A and B. So if we want to know the probability of A given B, what we're doing is the probability of both out of the probability of just B. If we're working out the numbers and stuff that go with it, always sort out the overlap first. So for something like this, you quite often get told something along the lines of 10 are in A, 15 are in B, 7 are in both, 5 are in neither. So if we were filling that in, what we end up with is the 7 that are in both would go in here because they're in both, and that is the probability of A and B. We know that there are 10 that are in A, so we deal with the 10. So out of this, 7 are already there, so we only need another 3. And we don't know what those are out of yet. So for B, we've got 7 of them already there, so we're going to need another 8 to take us up to the 15 in B. And then 5 are in neither, and that tends to be the bit we forget. And that goes on the outside. So things that we would need to, or we're likely to want to know, is the total. So what we've ended up with is 10 in here, which is 18 and 23. Strangely convenient, that's a prime number, so we're not going to be able to cancel down later. So probability of A is in there, so that is 10 out of 23. The probability of not A is going to be 13 out of 23, either because you've added up those two, the ones that aren't in A. The bit that is both of them is over 23. The probability of the union is going to not be this white bit. So for that, it'll be 18 out of 23. And then last off, A given B, we want the probability of both out of the probability of B, and there were 15 in there. So A given B, just that circle, and then 7 from there. So that pretty much shows the different sections and how we work out the probabilities.